going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the Gorman _ MMA. Finally, we got it. Greatest fighter of all time, Jon Jones, is coming back in action against Ciryl Gane, UFC 285 in March. Johnny's UFC heavyweight debut. I know he fought at heavyweight prior. He fought Parker Porter about 15 years ago, actually. And, Ciryl crushed it in the kickboxing scene. Now he's in the mixed martial arts, probably one of the more athletic heavyweights we've seen. And we're coming head to head. We're going to see who's going to be our champion after that. And then Stipe said something, but that's not what we're doing right now. So let's break down strengths and weaknesses. So, okay, striking overall, I give to Gane. I do. Just the overall clean kickboxing, I give to Gane. Now the range makes things different. Jon is very awkward to get in on, and once you're in, he's very good with actually fighting a close game. But the striking, I give to Gane. Clinch / wrestling, Jon. What do I mean by clinch is the ability to, he grabs those wrists, he slices with elbows, he'll get the tie clinch, he'll do trips from the body lock, things like that. So that stuff goes to Jon. So the kickboxing game is going to be great for Ciryl Gane. The Muay Thai game, maybe not so much. Ground game again, Jon. Based on just what we've seen of him, and this is only going to be Gane's 13th professional fight. Jon, I think, has fought at least 13 former professional world champions. So I'm going to go with Jon there. Now, obviously, experience. I'm going to go to Jon for what I just said. Now, athleticism, speed, I kind of think it's a toss-up, only because we don't know what we're going to see with Jon at heavyweight. I understand. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but Cyryl's a very athletic heavyweight. He's a pretty tough heavyweight debut, or UFC heavyweight debut, just because he kind of moves like a middleweight, or I think a middleweight better than a light heavyweight. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jon put the size on. I'm sure he did it correctly. We saw all the pictures and everything like that, but you slow down a little bit, So it's going to be really interesting to see that as far as athleticism. Who's going to be the more athletic 230-plus pounder? We're going to see. I think Johnny's overall a better athlete, but we'll see. He's a great athlete at 205. Now, let's break it down. How do we do this? How do we win with this one? If I'm Ciryl in this game, I'm working that head movement nonstop. Head movement, guard, just offensive, counter-offensive with the striking, plain and simple. And because Jon is just he's so good at tying you up. He's so good at just trying to beat you at your own game with things. And just, you got to give him a moving target, something to think about. Not sure if the southpaw is really going to make a difference here, just because Jon's got great side angle attacks. Now, Gane does have a good feint, but that's if I'm him, I'm just going to use that to mix things up a little bit. Usually, if you see my past videos, I'm telling people to feint. It's for entry, feint to get away, feint to get the person to stop. I'm just doing that in between activity, in between, just to keep the champ on his toes a little bit. The champ, not the champ right now. But that's what I'm doing if I'm Gane. And I'm going to work that striking. I'm going to try to get in with body kicks, with front kicks. I'm going to try and get all that in there. Front kicks only on if Jon is doing this where he's going back. That traditional Jon Jones comeback stuff. Look to get that front kick in there. Just to score, get him on his heels a little bit, and then just setting up 1-2 leg kicks and body kicks. Calf kicks too are going to be big for Gane if he chooses to use them. I know those are a lot bigger in today's mixed martial arts than when I was fighting, but I think that's going to be utilized here. Jon tends to come forward pretty heavy sometimes, and you can catch him on that front leg. And B, it's going to slow him down a little bit. It's going to keep him in the mud a little, So definitely use that kickboxing game. Legs, bodies, kicking legs, bodies, punching up top, legs, bodies. All right. So if I'm Jon, I'm just going to stay on the outside to keep Ciryl, away. So Jon is so good with the spinning stuff. That's why it's so hard for Ciryl to really prod down, which he doesn't do. And Cyryl's already fought this or trained for this kind of opponent. I'll get into that in a minute. But Jon I would just keep it the spinning stuff. I would focus on that. I would try to bait Ciryl to come. You know, John's pretty good with this, and then wham, spinning back kick, whop, spinning elbow. The crazy stuff. Right hand high kick. I would just keep him at range with power punches, power strikes. That's how Jon wins this fight. Well, Jon can win this fight a lot of ways, but I think that's the best form of action for Jon. He likes to conserve in his last few fights, and this will do that. Even though I said power, it's just going to keep, I think, the shorter fighter away. That's how he does it. Now, okay, adjustments, corner adjustments. If I'm making adjustments for Gane, it's because he's clearly getting beat the way that I just said with Jon. So he's getting beat on the outside. He's not, he can't go in. He's a little hesitant, which he might be hesitant. Like I said, interestingly enough, he's already trained for this kind of opponent before, Ciryl Gane. Tai Tuivasa has an extremely similar fight style to Jon Jones with all the crazy spinning stuff. So the footwork in and out, probably already there for Ciryl. Now, what is he doing if he can't get in and work that kickboxing? He's going to have to just get inside and do the telephone booth to the body, just really chop up that body with punches like Rocky 2 style. He's just I wouldn't overly engage. Now remember, this is secondary. Go from kickboxing to boxing. I wouldn't overly engage with the trying to clinch and stuff like that. I would use those stab jabs and then right hand to the body, liver shot, just stuff like that, and then move that head on that way out. He's got to keep this fight standing. Francis Ngannou kind of had controlled him on the ground. He's got to keep this fight standing against Jon Jones in either out range or like real in range, in and real in range. And that's how he's going to win. He's going to have to score, chop up that body. Hopefully, if it comes down to that, to the knockout after chopping down the body. Primary attack with the leg kicks, the body kicks, secondary attack with the telephone booth boxing. So now what happens if Jon wins this fight? If Jon's losing this fight? Jon's losing this fight. He's getting attacked to the body by those leg kicks. He's somehow getting out jabbed. He's somehow getting punches from Ciryl moving his head on the way up. How does Jon adjust here if need be? Just clinch him up. Very simple. Just clinch him up, get him against the fence, beat him up with elbows, get a takedown, work your submission. Or if you can get him to hang his head for a front headlock. Pretty simple. You might even see Jon go from, because that's how he fights. He likes to show what he's good at. In round 1 doing that, and he might just adjust anyway rounds 2 and 3 to clinch him up, tie him up, submit him, choke him out. That's just what Jon Jones does. So it's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you're all looking forward as much as I am. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and share if you saw what you like. We got a lot more. Talk to you later. Bye.